6 push-up variations that no one does that will completely transform your upper body. When it comes to physical exercises, push-ups are one of the oldest movements in human history. Our ancestors performed similar movements thousands of years ago, whether to survive, hunt, or strengthen themselves. Over time, we've refined and created other movements, but this doesn't mean that the basics have stopped yielding impressive results. In fact, what many don't realize is that there are variations of the traditional push-up so challenging that very few people perform them regularly. Today, you'll see 6 types of push-ups that almost nobody does, and that have the power to completely transform your upper body. And no, we're not just talking about improving the chest, as many associate with push-ups. We're talking about a complete evolution of the upper body. Stronger and more defined shoulders, more developed chest, stabilized core, and powerful arms. Before we begin, please leave in the comments your name and the city from where you're watching our content. Number 6. SpiderMan Push Up. This movement gained popularity not only for its catchy name, but mainly for the impressive results it provides for the upper body. Unlike the traditional push-up, the SpiderMan version involves bringing one knee toward the elbow during the downward phase of the movement, which adds a rotational dimension and demands much more from your core. The benefits of this push-up are multiple and transformative. First, it intensely works all the core muscles, including the obliques, which are often neglected in conventional routines. This intense activation of the core not only strengthens your abdominal region, but also significantly improves your stability, which translates into better posture and reduced risk of back injuries. Additionally, because it involves a dynamic leg movement, it raises your heart rate much more than the traditional push-up, making it an excellent exercise for calorie burning and cardiovascular conditioning. For the shoulders, the SpiderMan push-up is exceptional. The rotational movement and the shift in the center of gravity during execution make the deltoids work more intensely to stabilize the body, resulting in stronger and more defined shoulders over time. The chest muscles are equally challenged, especially the outer fibers, which contributes to a more harmonic and complete development of the chest. To execute correctly, start in a high plank position, with arms extended and hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Keep your body in a straight line, abdomen contracted. As you lower your body toward the floor, bring one knee toward the elbow on the same side. Return the knee to the starting position while pushing your body back up. Alternate sides with each repetition. A common mistake is losing core tension during the movement, which can lead to excessive curvature of the spine. Another frequent problem is not bringing the knee close enough to the elbow, performing only a small movement with the leg, which drastically reduces the benefits. Keep total focus on the movement and the contraction of the working muscles. For beginners, start with 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions for each side, resting 90 seconds between sets. More experienced individuals can advance to 4 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions per side, reducing rest to 45 seconds. Number 5. Pike Push Up. While standard push-ups concentrate work primarily on the chest, the elevated hip position in the Pike Push Up drastically alters the mechanics of the movement, making it one of the best exercises for developing strength and definition in the deltoids. What makes this push-up particularly valuable is its ability to improve shoulder mobility, a fundamental aspect not only for athletic performance, but for quality of life in general. Many daily activities require good shoulder mobility, from reaching objects on high shelves to carrying groceries or children. Moreover, this improved mobility becomes essential for progressing in more advanced fitness movements. The Pike Push Up is also exceptional for strengthening the triceps, much more than the traditional version. After a few weeks performing this variation, you'll notice a significant improvement in the definition and strength of the back of your arms. Another impressive benefit is the work on the serratus anterior, a frequently forgotten muscle but fundamental for shoulder stability and for an aesthetic appearance of the upper trunk. The well-developed serratus creates that separation between the chest and the back that many seek, besides preventing injuries in the shoulder complex. To execute correctly, start in a position similar to a plank, but raise your hips, forming an inverted V with your body. The key to mastering Pike push-ups is maintaining the proper hip position throughout the movement. Keep your arms straight, with hands positioned slightly in front of your shoulders. Bend your elbows to lower your head toward the floor, keeping your elbows close to your body, then push back to the starting position. A common mistake is letting the hips drop during the movement, which transforms the Pike push-up into a common push-up. Another frequent misconception is positioning the hands too close to the feet, which makes the exercise excessively difficult and can compromise technique. For beginners, I recommend 3 sets of 4 to 6 repetitions, with 90 seconds of rest between sets. More experienced practitioners can advance to 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions with 60 seconds of rest. Number 4. Mike Tyson Push Up. The Mike Tyson Push Up is a dynamic and powerful variation that received this name for mimicking the explosive movements that the legendary boxer Mike Tyson performed during his training. This push-up gained popularity in functional training and boxing circles, where the development of explosive strength and coordination are fundamental. What distinguishes the Mike Tyson push-up from other variations is the rotation movement and the lateral displacement that occurs after each repetition. Basically, you perform a traditional push-up, and upon returning to the starting position, make an explosive movement displacing the body to one side, as if dodging a punch, to then start the next repetition. This dynamic component completely transforms the benefits of the exercise. One of the greatest benefits of Mike Tyson push-ups is the significant improvement in upper body flexibility, especially in stretching tense shoulder muscles. This is particularly useful for people with sedentary lifestyles, such as those who work long hours in front of a computer, as it helps neutralize the negative effects of prolonged sitting, which frequently causes stiffness in the shoulder and neck region. To execute correctly, start in the traditional push-up position, with hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Perform a complete push-up, and upon returning to the starting position, make an explosive movement displacing your entire body to one side, as if sliding laterally, keeping only your toes and hands in contact with the ground. Return to the center, perform another push-up, and slide to the opposite side. A common mistake is losing body alignment during the lateral displacement, letting the hips drop or rise too much. Another frequent misconception is not being explosive enough in the lateral movement, thus losing the plyometric benefit of the exercise. For beginners, I recommend starting with 2 to 3 sets of 4 to 6 repetitions for each side, with 90 seconds of rest between sets. More experienced practitioners can progress to 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions per side, reducing rest to 60 to 75 seconds. If the full version is too challenging initially, it's possible to start with a smaller lateral displacement amplitude, gradually increasing as strength and coordination improve. Before we continue to push-up number 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to correct information based on science is what will make you progress in the long term in the bodybuilding world. Number 3, diamond push-up. This exercise gets its name from the position of the hands, which form a diamond or triangle when the thumbs and index fingers touch. This simple modification in hand positioning radically alters the dynamics of the traditional push-up, redirecting the emphasis from the chest to the triceps. Electromyographic studies show that this variation activates the triceps brachii up to 1.7 times more than the traditional push-up. This means much faster and more visible results for the back of the arm, that area many people struggle to develop and define. The diamond push-up works all 3 heads of the triceps, long, lateral, and medial, providing complete and harmonic development of this muscle group. A frequently underestimated aspect of the diamond push-up is its impact on inner chest development. Despite the greater focus being on the triceps, the inner part of the chest is significantly recruited during the movement, helping to create that central separation in the chest that many seek for a more impressive aesthetic appearance. To execute correctly, position your hands on the floor so that your thumbs and index fingers touch, forming a diamond or triangle. Your hands should be directly below the center of your chest. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels, with your core contracted. Bend your elbows, keeping them close to your body. This is a crucial point. Then lower your chest until it almost touches your hands. Push back to the starting position, focusing on contracting the triceps. A very common mistake is letting the elbows open to the sides during the movement, which drastically reduces the work on the triceps and can cause unnecessary stress on the shoulders. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions, with 90 seconds of rest between sets. More experienced practitioners can progress to 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 20 repetitions, reducing rest to 60 seconds. Number 2, decline push-up. The decline push-up is one of the most powerful variations to transform the upper part of your chest, creating that impressive high chest look that many seek. As the name suggests, In this variation, your feet are elevated in relation to the rest of your body, which completely alters the angle of the movement, and consequently, the muscle groups emphasized. Unlike the traditional push-up, which distributes the load more evenly throughout the chest, the decline position shifts the center of gravity, significantly increasing the activation of the upper fibers of the pectoralis major muscle. This is particularly beneficial for those with more prominent collarbones, as it helps fill this area with muscle mass, creating a smoother and more aesthetic transition between the neck and chest. This variation achieves this effect through the change in force vector during the exercise. In the traditional push-up, the force is directed mainly downward, but in the decline version with the feet elevated, the force vector is directed more toward the upper part of the trunk, intensifying the work precisely in this region that is often underdeveloped. To execute correctly, position your feet on a stable platform. It can be a bench, step, box, or even a stability ball for an extra challenge. The ideal height varies between 12 and 24 inches, depending on your conditioning level. Position your hands on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels, with your core contracted. Lower your body in a controlled manner until your chest almost touches the floor, then push back to the starting position, focusing on contracting the upper chest. A common mistake is excessively arching the back during the movement, which can cause unnecessary stress on the lower back. Another frequent misconception is elevating the feet too much initially, making the exercise too challenging to execute with proper technique. For beginners, I recommend starting with a lower elevation, 12 inches for example, and performing 3 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions, with 90 seconds of rest between sets. More experienced practitioners can use higher elevations, such as 16 to 24 inches, and progress to 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, reducing rest to 60 to 75 seconds. Number 1. Archer Push-Up. The Archer Push-Up, also known as the Archer Push-Up, is one of the most challenging and transformative variations you can add to your exercise arsenal. The fundamental principle behind the Archer Push-Up is the uneven distribution of body weight during the exercise. While one arm performs the complete push-up, the other remains extended laterally, offering only minimal support. This creates a significantly greater overload on the side that is performing the push-up, promoting a much more intense and uniform strength development between the sides of the body. One of the most impressive benefits of the Archer Push-Up is the substantial gain in flexibility in the shoulders, chest, and back. The arm that remains laterally extended experiences a deep stretch of the pectoral and anterior deltoid, while the arm that executes the push-up works in a movement pattern that increases the range of motion of the shoulder. This combination of simultaneous strength and stretching creates a functional mobility rarely achieved with conventional exercises. The Archer Push-Up also requires an extraordinary level of balance and neuromuscular coordination. Your central nervous system needs to learn to stabilize the body while distributing force asymmetrically, which represents an intense proprioceptive challenge. This elevated neurological demand has a positive cascade effect on virtually all other movements you perform, from gym exercises to everyday activities. The improvement in coordination between different muscle groups also significantly reduces the risk of injuries, as your body learns to react more efficiently to unexpected stimuli and imbalances. Another positive point is that the Archer Push-Up can be adjusted for practically any level of physical conditioning. Beginners can start with a modified version, where the extended arm forms a smaller angle with the body or partially supports on the floor. As strength increases, the extended arm can gradually move further away from the body, progressively increasing the difficulty. At the other end of the spectrum, advanced practitioners can elevate their feet or use unstable surfaces to make the exercise even more challenging. To correctly execute the Archer Push-Up, start in the traditional push-up position, with hands a little wider than shoulder width apart. Extend one arm completely to the side, keeping the palm facing down. This arm should be straight and parallel to the floor. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels, with your core contracted. Bend the elbow of the supporting arm, lowering your body toward the floor while maintaining the other arm extended. Push your body back to the starting position using only the supporting arm. The sliding movement technique can be an excellent progression for those learning the Archer Push-Up. In this variation, you place a cloth, towel, or sliding disc under the hand that will extend laterally. As you lower your body, this arm slides over the surface, gradually extending to the side. This allows greater control over weight distribution and makes the movement more fluid and less intimidating for beginners. A common mistake is twisting the body during the movement, losing proper alignment. Another frequent misconception is not fully extending the lateral arm, which reduces both the unilateral strength benefit and the stretch. For beginners, I recommend starting with 2 to 3 sets of 3 to 5 repetitions for each side, with 90 to 120 seconds of rest between sets. More experienced practitioners can progress to 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions per side, with 60 to 75 seconds of rest. Weekly training routine using these variations. To maximize the results of these 6 transformative push-up variations, it's fundamental to organize them into a structured weekly routine that allows both adequate stimulus and necessary recovery. Monday, focus on chest and triceps. You'll do diamond push-ups and decline push-ups. Tuesday, active recovery, performing only stretches for chest, shoulders, and triceps, and light mobility exercises for the upper body. Wednesday, focus on shoulders and core. You'll perform Pike Push Ups and SpiderMan Push Ups. Thursday, complete rest. This is absolutely fundamental to allow muscle recovery and growth. Friday, focus on coordination and explosive strength. We'll do Mike Tyson push-ups and archer push-ups. Saturday, integration training. Choose 3 of the 6 variations and perform 2 sets of each focusing totally on movement quality. Sunday, complete rest. After 6 to 8 weeks on this routine, consider a week of active rest with only 50% of the normal volume to allow complete recovery and prevent stagnation. If you like this and want to learn 6 isometric positions that will also change your entire lower body, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen where we show and explain each one of them. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.